What's going on, dudes? It's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video, and today we are looking at Wall Street. Wall Street investing into Pokemon cards. What? Wall Street into Pokemon cards? What is going on here? Right, let's go ahead and take a look. All right. I mean, I never imagined this would happen. Like, why is Wall Street, into Pokemon cards? I mean, of course, Pokemon is a big franchise, billion-dollar franchise, but the Pokemon cards?
Trading
Let's take
cards
a
are
look.
moving from dusty binders to investment portfolios. And it's not just sports cards. This Pokemon card sold for almost $17 million in February 2026, the most expensive trading card ever sold.
It's possible that you may never see that card come up for sale in our lifetime.
Since 2004, some Pokemon cards are far outpacing the broader market. For example, this card, if it was in perfect condition, would return significantly more than the S&P 500. And now, investors and celebrities are taking notice of the now $100 billion market too.
I thought it was nuts. I said, why would anybody pay $1 million a piece of cardboard? He said,
Why would anybody pay $1 million for a piece of cardboard?
you don't get it.
I collected Pokemon cards as a kid, and I've been watching this market evolve over the years, and I was curious to see if mine were worth anything. So I brought some to Comic-Con to get them evaluated. It's a process called grading, sort of the gatekeeping of value. The difference between a grade 9 and a grade 10 can mean thousands of dollars.
I really want that holographic Charizard to be a pristine
That
10.
would be incredible.
But how is that trading cards are beating Wall Street? And is this boom built to last, or is it just another collectible bubble?
That's one heck of a catchy title. Why trading cards are beating the stock market. You also got to remember that the stock market many times is artificially pumped up, right? So the people that control everything put your aluminum hat on. They artificially increase the price of stocks and decrease the price of stocks. Remember, the stock market is not the economy.
We are here at Comic-Con in New York City, where we have some folks dressed up as some of their favorite comic book characters, Pokemon characters. You will see everything under the sun, and honestly, it's all fun and games. But then you come over to the collectibles area, where people are trying to figure out just how valuable their trading cards, their magazines, their video games are. And between PSA and CGC, you got it covered, but it's all business. So we're gonna do these three today. So I got this card in I think like 99, 2000 for Christmas from my mom. She went to our local trading card shop and bought it for like $100. So fingers crossed it's worth at least that. Maybe double, maybe more, who knows, we'll see.
First, I created an account with CGC. Then I chose what I'd be doing with the cards, getting them graded, and how I'd be submitting them. Grading them costs differently based on the amount and estimated value. I picked the economy tier at $18 a card.
And that's it. Now your order is complete. Yeah, super simple. So free packing slip.
I'm very excited. This is also something I've been putting off for I can't tell you how long. So now we drop off the cards.
And then we'll take them to our headquarters in Florida,
Okay.
which is where the grading happens. Two
Okay.
people actually end up looking at the card.
Okay.
They put it in the slabs and then send it back to you. And it'll be exactly like this, where it has the label, what you got on the grade,
Okay.
and
Then I can go and see what value
see what
it's.
it is.
The rise of kidults, or adults who have disposable income and use it to buy toys or collectibles, has transformed the trading card industry. As investors hunted for alternative ways to make money during the pandemic, many fans rediscovered their love of collecting. Total spend for trading cards, excluding sports cards, increased 350% between 20.
Damn, really? Oh, wait a minute. Remember that time when there was like people just buying Pokemon cards like crazy? It was a couple of years ago. Yeah.
2020 and 2025.
So there are a lot of different factors as to what's going on. You see the headlines about $1 million cards, and people are wondering, do I have a $1 million card in my collection? But no, probably not. However, there are cards worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, especially cards from like potentially when you're a kid.
Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise with the biggest intellectual property in the world. But other games like Magic the
I thought it was
Gathering
more than
and
that.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Are surging too. In general, CGC grades about 500,000 cards a month. Its bigger competitor, PSA, can sometimes grade
You also got to remember that the new generation, Gen Alpha and Gen Z, they're not really interested in this because they did not grow up with these things like we did, you know? So most of the people that are into these things is older folks, you know, the millennials, you know, some of Gen X, but mostly millennials, mostly millennials.
more than 1 million non-sports cards a month.
It seems kind of crazy when you first get started that these are actually real assets you can invest in, and I wouldn't say go put all of your money into that. Goes maybe if you were really, wanting to go all in.
But some fans are doing just that.
I have no interest in getting into the stock market at all. There's no value in it. It's a make-believe number system. I actually just sold a card this week. It was a 1997 platinum medallion card. It was worth about $5,000 in its condition.
What did you end up doing with that cash? Are you investing it? What are you doing?
Paid for my kids' school tuition.
Others are using the cards to supplement their stock investments.
I do invest in stocks, but that's usually through my 401k. Money is risky, especially the way the economy is going on. You need to make smart investments.
This is the city where they can demonstrate that Vietnam can create a sustainable.
All right, sorry about this. It's a damn ad. Of course, there had to be an ad.
Envision Kanza to becoming the leading marine ecological country.
Come on.
in Asia.
Damn it. Okay, here we go.
For a card to be worth thousands, it must be an absolute standout. Like rare or vintage cards like the 1998
So it's not just
Pikachu
Pokemon cards.
Illustrator.
Damn, this one costs 600,000. That's crazy. But you gotta understand, for cards, it's not just Pokemon
the
cards. It's also
1999.
some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This Charizard is $100,000. As to why somebody would want to spend 100,000 on a piece of cardboard Charizard Pokemon, I don't know. Maybe, there are some rich people that collect these. So, if you like collecting this, you got money to burn. You got money to spare to throw at things that you don't need. Well, yeah, I guess. But overall, I think one of the reasons why it has gone up in value is because the generation that use these cards have money. I think that's why. I think that's why. And I don't know. I don't know exactly what's behind that, but let's find out. Let's find out. Hold on.
First edition Charizard. The most valuable sports cards are typically ones that come from a star player's rookie season. They are worth even more if they're signed. When looking at the Pokemon Index during certain periods, like in 2020 and in 2025, cards far outpace the S&P 500's roughly 12% average annual return. Of course, that average is about 70 years, and trading cards data doesn't go back that far, but you get the point. So I got my cards back from CGC. We're about to talk to an auction house to help.
You also have to remember that people actually play with Pokemon cards. Nobody plays with their basketball card, with their baseball card. That's why, 10, 20 years later, a baseball card might be worth $5,000, but a Pokemon card will be worth $100,000. Because the Pokemon card, people actually use it. The Yu-Gi-Oh card, people actually use it. Remember that.
Let me put some value to them, see if they're worth anything, and if I might be set up for some early retirement. So I did get my cards graded by CGC while I was at Comic-Con in October. I don't know if you have any estimates as to what a card like this with this grade from CGC could be worth if it were to go today.
I'm gonna guess that you've got on a low end $1,000, a high end $1,500. The Ancient Mew is the more common variation. If it has Nintendo misspelled, then it'd be significantly more. In those exact grades at PSA, I'd be giving you a higher estimate.
Card collecting always involved a treasure hunt, but social media has taken that to another level, leveraging the excitement of chance to build.
All right, I'm going to stop there. Notice how, the collectors, the ones making these videos are like adults, literal adults. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that basically goes to tell you that who actually puts value on these cards. It's not young people. It's not like Gen Alpha, Gen Z. It's like, it's millennials. We put a price on these things. I think that's one of the reasons why it goes up. And another reason why it tends to be more valuable and has a bigger return on investment than some Wall Street stocks is because, well, I mean, you know, it goes up in value and it's low investment, and you just got to hold it and keep it in good condition for, you know, the next 10 years or whatever. But hey, whatever your thoughts are, comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy in the Matrix. Godspeed.